Welcome back to another Yapped. Today we have a horror movie, Annabelle. Just for the people who are kind of like slow like me, Annabelle 2. The movie is great, like let me just say the movie is great, but the thing I don't understand is we have 4 girls that are almost like bullies, but we are after the girl who has this, and then she gets on a wheelchair. I think that the evil is just genuinely Eastern Europe teenager. But we are going to get to everything later in this video, so keep watching. Also, I'm gonna spoil every movie, so if you didn't watch it, go watch it. Or if you don't want to watch it, you don't have to, because I did for you. No problem, you're welcome. So in the first scene, we see the making of our main doll, Annabelle, which was made by this guy. His name is Sam, and he's one of the main characters, I would say, so let's just keep him. We can't remember his name. Then his daughter wants to play this kind of little hide-and-seek game, so she sends him little papers. Also, that night we're going to sleep, and I don't have anything against this scene unless we go to the yawning. We're gonna add a little bit of sound effects, because there was not a yawn, there was something else. The next day we're going to the church, and after church we are about to go home, right? Nothing unusual. On the way home, the tire just go off, like it broke, it flattened, whatever. And Annabelle wants to be a little bit of help to her father. She goes after this little thingy that dropped from her father, and
I'll get it.
because of this guy, we have speed limit, and Annabelle is dead. Also, yeah, her name was Annabelle, but she's dead, so it's okay. You don't have to remember that. Then we're skipping about 12 years later, and we see this kind of bus with girls who are just moving to another orphanage. They don't have parents. They just. And the house they're going to live in for a while is Sam's house. Hope you remember. And also Mr. Malins, but we don't know her name. We just know Mr. Malins, so we're gonna call him Malins. And they're having kind of an interesting conversation. These two, Linda and Janet, they are main characters. Then we have also these girls, but I do not like them, so I'm not gonna even name them. So, and they have this kind of conversation.
If someone wants one of us, they get both of us.
Okay, that's an adoption. You are not a sneaker bar. Like, this is not buy one get one for free. That's not how it works. By the weekend, after she gets off the bus, Janet, one of the most main characters who's gonna get bullied, we realize that she has this.
She's one of the unfortunate ones with that polio outbreak.
I don't know how to say it, so I'm just gonna put it. And also Sister Charlotte. Sister Charlotte is one of the best characters in this whole thing. Like, let me just get straight to the point. She's the best character in this whole movie. She has a condition, and okay. And also Charlotte says this.
She's getting stronger every day. She won't be a burden.
And then we have stairs. But Sam has this idle chair that looks like it looks like somebody sits on it's gonna break right away. So good job, Sam. So right as she gets into the top floor before anybody else, she sees kind of this door who's like calling to her, so she goes to it and
Locked.
wait, Sam, what was it?
Locked.
Locked. Also, these girls, what I said I don't like them, they're just mean to these two. For whatever reason, mostly this one. From the beginning of the movie, as soon as I saw her, I knew I don't like her. And I was right. So I forgot to mention that Mr. Malins has this kind of accident. We don't know yet what happened. And she's kind of locked in her room all the time, 24/7, so she never comes out. And the only person who is allowed to her room is Sam. And we kind of get a little bit like a look at her, but it's nothing we cannot like tell what happened. Just looking at, like, just a bit of something. That night when the girls move in, Jenna wakes up and she sees this kind of paper, which is just like the paper that was in the beginning that Annabelle played with, so we know something's gone wrong. So she follows the paper, right, and she goes into that locked room. So she goes into that room and she kind of like snoops around. Then she goes to this big ass dollhouse. She finds keys. When she opens the closet with the key that she found, and I don't know how she knew it was from the closet, but okay. She opens the door and we see Annabelle. So we know something's gonna go wrong from this point on, so we know. So she tries to lock the door, it always opens. She tries to lock it, it opens, and I would just break the door at this point. I wouldn't have like any patience. Then she has a bit of like a jump scare scenes where everything just goes wrong, and then Sam sees her in the room that she's not allowed to, so he kind of like runs in, but I don't know how he didn't make it in time until she makes it out of the room. She goes back into the bed, and that's all that happens at that evening. The next day, all the girls like in next to this well, and Linda wants to play something, right? And these girls all to go hide, so they're gonna play hide and seek, but they never go look for her. I just don't like you. But Jenna cannot play with them, so she's unboxing packages with Charlotte, and she kind of confessed what she saw and what she did last night. And after all that she said, like, the only punishment we got is...
And unpack 3 of these boxes.
Okay. Right. Also, remember when Linda went to hide, and she hid under this kind of stairs, and we see Annabelle being there. I don't know how she got there, but she's just there. And we have this best Michael Jackson move I've ever seen in a horror movie. That night, when everybody's asleep, these two, which I don't like, they're like they're talking, right? They're talking, laughing. I'm not like, you see these two are trying to sleep. Look what they're doing. I just wish, like, at this point, like, something would just go jump scare them, like something would scare them so much they would almost shit their pants and just go back to bed. After that, they just start, after that they just start screaming and stuff. So everybody is coming to the room, and they're like, we saw something. They're like, you didn't. So we just kind of skip into the next day because nothing else happened. They just don't believe them. They saw something. And we have this first interaction with Mr. Mullins, where Charlotte goes into her room, and she's kind of like helping her out a bit because Sam is not in the house right now. We see that she has kind of a mask. And that night, again, we go into the same room that we were hunted, and I think Janet has a bit trauma from the room, but she goes into that again. But also Linda comes into the room and says, like, we should not be here. And after a while, when everything gets weird, she just leaves, which is the smartest person I've ever seen in horror movies. If Janice was just like Linda and left the room, she wouldn't be on a wheelchair. After she goes into her room, we have a lot of jump scare, a lot of things happening. We see that the daughter, the Annabelle, she's kind of there, and she says, Janet asks her, well, like, what she wants from her, and she says this. You're safe. Then we have a bit of something, I don't know what that is. It's kind of scary things, boo boo boo. And Janice hops on this chair, which is 100 years old, and goes slow as where Demon is a little behind her. Like, after a while, after going down to the stairs, the chair kind of like stops and tries to go back up. And on the back of the stairs we see this. So Janice is kind of, how can I say it, fucked. But then Annabelle disappears, and we have this scene and this. Right. Okay, so the next day we see she's on the wheelchair. I mentioned like twice. Okay, let me just say what Charlotte says in the beginning.
She's getting stronger every day.
Right. Alright. You're not supposed to lie. Then we put Linda on her wheelchair on the sun, so she kind of fries. We left her there for a while. We see that the girls are playing, like, let me just say 10 meters, 20 away from her. And we have this scene. And also she's screaming like crazy. So I don't know how they cannot hear her. And again, the evil is bullying the most powerless kid that is on the whole. What do you want to do with her now? Do with her now, like, possess her? I guess I spoke too soon. So Janice is possessed, and Linda knows that something's wrong. Like, she knows, and we know too. Like, look at that smile. That is not okay smile. That day, Linda and Sam kind of have a little bit of conversation. Linda confessed that Janet found the doll. She went into the room that she wasn't supposed to go, and Sam says this.
That doll was hidden away.
We know you can lock doors. We know you can hide it. Like, what did you expect when you took 7 girls into your house and thinking they wouldn't go into their room where the dollhouse is, when they're curious? I don't know what to name after. Like, what did you expect? So Sam goes into the house, and she kind of like is prepared for the worst because he knows something is really going on. Janice has this cool scene, where I would say cool, yeah, where she transforms. And we're killing Sam by the thing that we peel his fingers like a banana. And he dies. After they took Sam's body, we're going to comfort Mr. Mullins, because I don't know, like, do you think that she didn't hear them? That night when Janice is sleeping on the couch with the doll Annabelle, Linda gets up, takes the doll, and throw it in the well. Amazing behavior. After she says that she threw it in the well, we see her again on the couch and Janice is nowhere. And then this kind of, after this, we have this scene which is kind of like the same thing over. So Janice is possessed, so she's trying to kill everybody. She kind of hurts this girl, which I don't really care about because she deserves it. Four of them run outside. Linda stays into the house with Charlotte. Charlotte gets yeet into the wall. After that, Linda tries to hide, but let me just say, yeah, so you're picking half of your head out, thinking that it won't see you. And also, Charlotte goes comfort Mr. Malins because she's want to know what's going on, and we get this kind of backstory where the Malins try to get their daughter back, so they kind of like promise anything to just see her daughter from time to time, and something evil responds, transforms into the Annabelle doll. So it kind of using her as her main source of everything. So the demon did what it did, right? So sometimes they saw their daughter, sometimes they didn't, but it wasn't until they realized that it's not a good thing, that it's an evil thing, and they needed to stop it. So she tried to stop it, but she gets smacked. So now she has this mask, which I cannot even pay attention to what she's saying because this is interesting. After that, I think there's nothing important after that. Kind of get this scene when Janice almost kills Linda, but Charlotte stops her. She puts like a cross on her, and she like kind of throws her into the closet that she found Annabelle in, and she kind of locks her in it. That's basically it. She just locks her in the closet, and we just don't know what to do anymore. After that, they call the police to kind of like take Janice, and we see that the Janice escaped. So that was the whole movie, kind of. I know it was kind of rushed and maybe you don't understand most of the parts, but I will explain everything if you want to know, or watch the movie, depends on what you like. Make sure to smack the like button so I know you would like a part 2 or in part 3 or not, you know what I mean? Yeah, next week I should have a different type of videos out because my new microphone is gonna come in and we won't have to do anything with this big one. So thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, night, afternoon when you're watching this, and bye bye.